Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Baz and this is WELDERFABBER. Today we're going to start this video with this 235 Master TIG and this power source, Instagrid. That actually come from K Hire, but we have got the whole setup through Brookside Welding, Callum at Brookside Welding. So cheers Cal for sorting this for us, because we have an aluminium TIG welding job on a roof over in Southport. Very, very thin sheets. I think we used 2.4 mil rod there, Cal, to try it. Was it 2.4 mil rod? 2.4. Yeah, we've gone down to 1.6 because that's too big. But it'll be interesting to see how this power bank will power that and for how long. We reckon around 3 to 4 hours it'll run that for. But I'm not too sure if we can get a charge into this as we're using it. I need to speak to the guys who's brought it for us. So we could actually put that on charge and run it, but depends on the feed that we can get to the roof. If we can get a feed at all. That's why we got this. The guys on site are telling me they're going to try and get a feed to the roof, but it's once we get to the roof, how much power we've lost within that cable. Will it run that? That's why we're just going to try this. Be interesting to find out anyway what this would actually do and for how long. So it's a Max 1 Instagrid. For those that are interested. I've never really seen them before, but they are quite an expensive item. I think they're a good 3-4 grand, something like that, anyway, to buy. Maybe even 5. So, let's get to site and try it out. So here we are at Southport Beachfront. Cal's already here, up in a scissor. Let's go and take a look what he's up to. Now then, I'm actually doing this job for one of pal of mine called Lee Dring, who I've not seen for years and years and years, but we went on holiday together years ago and we've had a few laughs together over the years. So it'll be nice to see him again. Well, this is something very out of the ordinary for us, doing a TIG welding job on a roof. And there's Callum in the scissor coming down. So what I'm more interested about is the battery and the TIG welder, and to see the length of time that it will actually run that welder. What should we find out? How you doing, lad?
Alright.
Good?
Yeah.
How much have you done so far?
Done 2 panels on 1 bar of battery.
2 panels on 1 bar of battery. This is handy having a big scissor, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Let's take a look. So he's been running at 50-55 amps. And he's only used 1 bar. And how long have you been welding?
45 minutes, give or take.
45 minutes, give or take. Let's open that gate, Cal. So what he's actually doing is just welding these up, these joints. There must only be a few on the whole roof.
Yeah, there's 4 here. Is it 4 or 5 over there?
Yeah, there's 6.
4 here. 4 or 5 at the other side. Is it quite difficult to weld, Cal, with this wind?
It's windy and then it's blowing. It's dipping as you put any heat in it.
It's bowing as you put heat in it.
Yeah, so you're chasing a bit of a gap all the time.
Now then, the reason why these joints are having to be welded is because of the heat. Expansion. It'll expand and contract, won't it? That's the reason for it, if anybody's asking. Just to give it that extra bit of seal. I mean, them sheets are full lengths, are they?
Yeah, full length.
Full lengths, how many metres are them, pal?
That side's 27.
So them sheets are 27 metres long?
Yeah, this is about 25. 52 metres in total once they're welded together.
52 metres in total once welded together. You might be able to get a bit of power, Cal, down here from somewhere if you run out of battery.
See how we get on.
Yeah, or even try and get a charger, a power lead to that battery whilst you're doing it. You know what I mean? Could be handy, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Nice day for it.
Lovely.
If you're going on that after, that'll not go. Well, like I said, there is 240 power down the bottom of there, because that's where my transformer's plugged in.
As long as we can get an extension lead to him.
240 extension, I would have got 110 extension, you see.
Right, yeah. More sites in the UK only use 110, not 240. That's what causes us issues on little jobs like this. I was in that pub with my bro not long ago. So I'm going to leave Callum with a camera now and see how long that battery does actually last through the day. You got a strap round that bottle, Cal?
No, it's alright though.
Is it? Are these going to be alright though, these rivets?
Well, they're supposed to be well known, but they've got a rubber seal here, these from here, not them in that bag. They've got a little rubber seal underneath them anyway.
Right, are they? Right.
They're aluminium anyway.
Sound. What about this?
Well, that's what he's all about getting a plate now, isn't it? You know this plate on this side?
What little plate on there?
No, look at this side, he's got a plate what goes over both sides. That one? Yeah.
Ah, right, yeah.
But the one is, it's going to have one made what will go to the bottom on both sides.
Right, yeah.
So if you can just weld up that little inch on either side, at least that way,
Yeah.
that's all accurate.
Now, for those that don't know, many years ago, we fitted a roof on Jaguar cars down in Birmingham, and that was a massive task, especially when they were running the plant underneath. And that was about a 2-year contract for us, and we did it for a company called Kelsey Roofing. Many years ago.
Then again, some companies don't make you work anything with signal, we can always refuse.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go and have a chat with Lee now. Discuss our payment terms. As always. Beautiful day in Southport though. Leave Cal to finish off. Back at the shop, and Callum will box that job off nice and easy, straightforward. Now then, this crusher, a few people mentioned in the comments that this air box was the wrong way around, facing up, and they're exactly right. That air box should be facing down, that should be always facing to the bottom. So the bracket, basically you'll want to mount that there over the control unit. You can come up off here or something and make a plate here and just hold that up nice and bonny and square. We are going to turn the fixture in this. I have noticed a crack, a few cracks actually, you see within the frame. We're going to get some 12.9 bolts in there and weld this up, as they're never going to want to let that belt fold over. And I am actually going on holiday in a couple of days. As you guys will know, that my son is back over from Canada. So I'm going to take him to Tenerife for a week. And then when we get back from Tenerife, he's flying back out to Canada. And I probably won't see him for 6 to 8 months. And Luke's just about to turn up. Luke Forrester, a good friend of mine, used to work with me at Hurt Plant. And he's bought the Shindauer 300. And he's going to put it in his van. He's just gone self-employed, so I'm helping him out. So we'll get him on cam in a minute when he turns up. And here he is, look, with his own van. Now this is one good hand to have around you.
Oh,
how are we doing? Alright, my boy.
Right,
Tell us about what you're doing and why you've left Warbank.
all sorts. Just want to do my own thing, lad. You know how it is.
I do know exactly how it is.
You know, like, yeah, just want to go out and about, and you know.
So Luke, a lot of you will know that Luke used to work for me at Hurt Plant, and yeah, like I said before, he's a really good hand. So he's back out on the road doing your own thing.
Yeah.
Mainly what?
Welding, spannering out, really, mate. You know, trying to get into doing bits of other stuff, trying to get into some more plant work and whatnot.
So he's a good ag lad. Now then, ag lads can put their hand to anything. I used to send him to jobs, yeah, and I'd never get a phone call. Now that tells you he's a good lad. If you send a lad to a job and you're always getting phone calls, that tells you that that lad is not experienced enough. I never got a phone call.
No, never. We always made it out, didn't we?
Always got the job done. Now that means so much. I'm telling you now, that means so much. So open door, Luke. Let's have a look. The little 300's already in.
Got to make frame.
Are you going to make it?
Yeah, I'm going to make it there.
So if you remember, the 300 was on a frame, and Luke wanted it on a frame, but we ended up using the frame for the 400. So we got him some box sets. Are you going to make it now, Luke? Yeah? Make a little frame for it. Get it off the ground. It's always handy having the welder off the ground, so you can slide stuff underneath it if you want to put long lengths in the van.
Get priority then.
That's that side, eh? Yeah. Pretty much set up like you had it, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, mate, yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody's looking for a good hand, especially on spanners or agricultural game, this is your man. Believe me, this is your man. Alright, so let's have a look where that box section is.
Yeah, down.
And there you got it. 1 hour later, bolted in the van. And then the exhaust will come up and out and back down through that hole that's already in the van. So that's quite handy, that hole there, look, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right enough.
I'm sure that will do plenty for you like it's done for me. How many hours are on it now?
Just under 2,000,
Yeah, 1,972 hours. And I've had that since 2018, bought it brand new. From Shindauer. Now then, my feeder has come in at Shindauer, and it's coming up here before I go on holiday, so I should be able to get that on cam for you guys. In fact, Luke, you could probably test that for me whilst I'm away.
Yeah, can do.
Yeah? You know, borrow the feeder. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it'll connect up to that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But we'll just check with Shindauer, and Luke can put the feeder to the test before I get back off my holiday. Are you right with that, Luke?
Yeah, spot on.
Top man.
That'll do.
Look at him. Looks like a proper farmer, doesn't he? So that's Luke sorted out. It's always good to help people out. He'll be a good hand for me if ever I need somebody on spanners and welding. And we've also got Tom on hand for welding as well. And speaking of good lads, Tom's just turned up from Barber Construction to pick up this pickup Fiat of our Dan's DTMs. Now I advertised this on Instagram a couple of hours ago. he sent me a message, Baz, give me your bank details and I'll pay you. And it was paid for within 30 minutes. Now they're the people you want to deal with. Let's see if he wants to go on cam. Yeah, it's a little bit camera shy, Tom. There he is, look, there he is. There he is, he's done the deal, we are down. Done the deal. So
Thank you. Listen, it's always nice.
Right, cheers, Tom. Alright, pal. See you in a bit. See you, lads. And we got Cal and Big Dave. Big Dave the labourer. Aren't you, Dave?
Yeah.
Proper labourer.
Just a labourer.
And that's the way the airbox should be. So we altered the pipe coming out of the turbo. Cal, just step back a sec. Altered the pipe coming out of the turbo to make it fit the airbox that way around. Whereas before, that was at the top. And that should always be at the bottom to allow the dust out. Rough weld on that, Cal.
20 mil, well, about 15 on either side.
As long as you can get that off to empty that. Only problem with that is you have to undo it to take these clips off at the back to get the filter. Anyway, it's better than it was before up there, and that'll be right. It's just behind the control panel. So we're still having issues with electrics, and we might replace the box up there yet. What do you say, Big Dave?
Whatever needs doing, get it done.
That's it, son. Proper at WELDERFABBER.com. So Tom has just taken the pickup, and a big thanks to Tom for your speedy payment to my brother down at DTM Fabrications, who's in the office next door. Now then, we are thinking of doing like one-off t-shirts. We'll come up with all different designs, well, like a pro. Different designs, different colours, monthly. We'll have like a monthly turnaround on different t-shirts on our website, the shop, WELDERFABBER.com. They're to come soon yet. I've got a load to approve, but merch is the last thing on my mind at the moment. We've got a very busy workshop, and oh, check this out. Look at that little bad boy. So that has been sent to me from Big Red Power Tools in Preston. So I'd just like to give them a shout out and say a big thank you. Especially Marcus, because Marcus and Gary, the owners, I know them well. I think that's a really nice thing to do. I saw that in the shop, you might have seen me 6 months ago, something like that, and I saw one of them. I said, get me one of them. He said, lad, you can't get them. You know, they were like a competition thing that were going on at the time. You couldn't get them, but anyway, they sent me one for free. So cheers for that, guys. Anybody looking for Milwaukee Power Tools, Big Red Power Tools in Preston, I'll put a link in the description. They are the best around to buy Milwaukee Power Tools. Online or in the shop. You want to see the shop? The shop's got a massive range of everything to do with Milwaukee. So I'm going to head over to, where am I going? Percliffe Plant Hire, Percliffe Plant. I'm going to go over there, see me and Mono, and have a crack with him because we've got a crusher in there that wants an inspection. Brian at Percliffe, he got a sandbit crusher that we want me to do an inspection on. I think they want a set of jaws in it. So I'll head over there shortly, but we've got JEI Solutions just turned up with a beveling machine. Now then, if you remember a few chapters back, we went to JEI and got a mag drill and a few other bits of items. And they had a beveler that we were interested in to see if it would bevel Hardox plates. Well, we've no Hardox in stock at the moment, but we've got some 30mm S355, a couple of pieces cut at 250 wide strips, and we're going to test it to see if it'll cut it down to a bevel that we need to use as an edge on a bucket. I'm pretty sure it'll do it, but these guys say it'll do 50mm Hardox. So I can see the van outside there now. So I'll get Callum to set it up, and we'll take the camera down and we'll see what it's all about. Busy workshop, and the radio's on, so I will have to switch off. I thought you were a welder.
I am, used to be concrete though. So.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why are you concreting that bit where you can concrete all lot?
I don't know, it's
Huh?
been as I'm told.
And Big Dave, look, Nat and Dave, for our viewers, Big Dave, Nat the welder Walton. Now that's some jacket you've got on there, boy. That's a proper jacket. Fill some more holes in, put a big steel plate over that so he goes off, yeah? And here they are, JEI. Let's have a look at the beveler.
Right.
Now look at that. So really we need some rollers at each side of this so we can feed the plate into it.
Yeah.
But just for test purposes today, we're going to feed some little 250mm strips in it. Alright, so we've got it out of the van, we've got it plugged into the mains, 3-phase. So just explain to our viewers exactly what this does.
So this is ABM 50 beveling machine. It's capable of putting a 50mm bevel on steel, Hardox, duplex plate. On this occasion we're going to be doing bucket edges.
Yeah.
So we're putting the shallowest angle possible, which is 60 degrees.
60 degrees, which is like that there. So that's like your normal bucket edge. That's what we're looking for. And a little bevel on the opposite side there for the weld. So if we can do that, and will it do a double bevel?
Yeah, so if you're running thicker plate and you need to put a double bevel on, you can just simply spin this head upside down and it'll go on the underside of the plate as well, so you don't have to flip the plate over.
So you get a double bevel. Oh, that's impressive. Now then, so if I had a 6 metre, if we wanted to roll some plate to make some tubes,
yeah,
and we wanted to do a single bevel, we could just feed that onto the plate, and would that run along the plate?
Yeah, that'll run along the plate. And you can just leave it going. You've obviously got a pendant system so you can monitor what the status is of the motor, if you're overloading it, if you're underworking it, so you're always going to get maximum performance. If you've got an uneven floor, you can actually take the bevel head off the wheel frame. So once you've got it on the steel plate, you can move the wheel frame out of the equation and just send the bevel head down.
Now then, if I was beveling 50mm Hardox, how long would them last? Do you call them teeth? What do you call
tips,
them?
yeah, carbide tips.
Carbide tips, how long do you
these
think they
ones
last?
have been specially coated for Hardox. I really don't know how many.
We'd have to test it, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
I mean, I got one of your countersinkers. Do you know them?
Yeah.
They're like a goldy colour, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I did a load of holes with it, didn't even mark it.
Right.
Didn't even put a scratch on it.
The coating that's on that countersink is the same coating
Same as what's
that's
on
on
that.
them. Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got some S355 cut here now. Let's just send it through. Cal, jump on.
So the feed rate, once you're just starting on the plate, needs to be below 20 or below RPM.
Right.
And then once you've got all the 4 rollers located, locked onto the plate, then we can speed it up.
Yeah. So it'd be a case of, for us, really, if we were to get one, test, till you find the right speed and everything the right...
Yeah. Mark it down.
Yeah, just write it down.
Yeah.
Like if you just got a new welder, basically, get some steel plates out, start welding and start making notes of all the different settings that you're going to use in certain different positions anyway. Cal, just it, pal. This is very interesting.
Right, so we'll just clamp that onto the plate. So we've got it clamped on all 4 wheels now, so we can turn up the cutting speed.
You can speed it up now, can you?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You can see we're still in the green, and that's doing nearly 70 centimetres in a minute.
Do a double bevel, just flip that over. You know what I mean? Spin it right over.
We're better than that.
Catch out, don't we? Now?
So we're going to slow it down to around 20 now.
So we can just feed this through again, can we?
Yeah.
Put it straight back in.
Yeah.
These tips will do hard ops. Yeah. So that first pass went through nice and quick, and it'll do 15 to 60 degrees. So let's bang it through again. In fact, let's bang it through a few more times, probably 4 times to get to what we actually need, which is that edge on the floor. So let's put it back in. So that's pass number 3. Look at that, how good it is. It's even freezing cold. Look at that, Cal.
It's not hot, is it?
No, there'll be no thermal distortion in it. 'Cause it's not putting any heat
no
into it.
distortion from the heat, yeah. That's a good point. Imagine if you had a straight line cutter on there now, gassing it, you'd bend the plate. Right, so we've just got a 13-ton adapter out that we'd normally put on buckets, and 3 passes would be perfect for it. Although if we were going just without the adapters, we'd probably put a 4th pass on it, wouldn't we? So a little bit sharper with the edge. So let's put it through again, eh? Well, at least we know now 3 passes will do it for a 13-tonner. Now that is absolutely perfect for what we're looking for, especially if you were going to do a loading shovel edge, say it were 3 metres or over 3 metres. Perfect. 60 degrees, which is plenty for any bucket edge that you need. Cal, are you impressed?
It's impressive, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Very impressive.
Not distortion, anything, is it?
We'll have to talk numbers.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll do. We'll just have this fuel tank come in as the bevel has just gone back. But it doesn't need this block on. I don't know what's happened, but it's had a little bit of a knock somewhere, hasn't it? We'll just cut this plate out, replace it, and there's a leak around this section here where you can see it's been marked slightly. So I'll just pull Cal off the crusher and you can do this. As the crusher is now a bit of a filling job at the moment until I get back off my holiday because of the electrical issues that we boys are messing about because it's dinner time. Because we have a few electrical issues with it and we're looking at changing the box on it. Nice hot sunny day. This is a DTM dinner time. As you can see, they all just toss about in office.
We've got Doc Joyner here today with us.
Oh, man, Monzy, are you going to fit?
We brought some trap
Are you going to fit?
Where's his trucker at?
Are you going to fit my windows?
No.
What do you mean, no?
Daz is doing your windows, isn't he?
No, you're doing them. And we got the DTM dog. We need to get a cam on him, don't we?
Yeah.
We need to get a cam on him. With his high vis on, wandering around shop. But Rick is doing my windows.
Top key.
Well, that's the tank repair done. Nice TIG welding there by Cal, as always. And the crack repaired. We drilled a hole at each end and then filled it in with weld. For these men, or should I say them men, Ian Robinson Transport. Well, this is one of them here. There's another one. Are you happy with that, boys?
Happy with that?
Yeah, well, that's if it doesn't leak. Should be alright though if Cal's welded it. Should be alright. Alright. So Shindauer have just turned up to do the little mod to the 400. If you remember, I had the sockets put on the front. And look what the boys have done for me. Proper job that, lad. Have you done that?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
So that will allow me to leave these plugged in all the time, because at the minute I'm having to unplug everything to close the door. So you can crack on with that, lad. So Tom's also brought us a little teaser. I'll show you now. Tell us about that, Tom.
So this is our 15 kVA. It's just a generator, so it's got no welding feature, but it's a 15 kVA multi-voltage generator. Machine's got multi-voltage, 240, 110 and 3-phase all available simultaneously. Same engine as the 400, so it's Kubota 3-cylinder, stage 5, and you can draw all 3 voltages simultaneously. So absolutely ideal for powering inverters, plasma cutters, all your site tools, and because it's multi-voltage you can just pull a bit all simultaneously. There's a hardwire feature on the side, so for anyone who wants to put it in a more permanent location, you can hardwire to the side of the machine, and all backed up with the Shindauer 3-year warranty.
And the suitcase feeder's turned up.
The suitcase feeder, so straight from Japan. That's the Shindauer wire feeder, allows full control of the machine directly from the feeder via an umbilical. Digital gauges on the front of it, so it's going to give you a digital readout of what you're welding at. 4-roll wire feeder system. Hopefully it's going to do the business for you, Baz.
I hope so.
There we go. Have a look in there.
What rollers have we got?
So in there you've got the flux cord milled rollers for doing 1.2, 1.6mm wire. Got some switches inside, so it gives you flexibility if you're using it on a CC machine. You can set it to CC mode, Obviously with the 400 you'll be able to set it to CV. It's got some other features as well, like ability to alter the digital gauges between millimetres and inches, soft start switch, and then it's got your 2T trigger.
So as some of you guys might know, I talked about getting a box trailer and kitting a box trailer out the same as Bella Blue. Well, that is going to happen. So this is why Tom's brought this for me to look at. And what better could I put in it than one of them? Nothing. So I think we'll have to talk some numbers, won't we, Tom?
Talk some numbers, yeah.
I'll have to talk some numbers now that I've seen it. So, but it'll be good to see what this wire feeder can do. Like Tom says, we've got to put it to the test. How much extension lead have we got, Tom?
You've got 2 extensions. You've got
two extensions.
2 15-metre leads.
Yeah.
So the one is purely an extension, and the other one you can connect straight to your machine. 15-metre ability to run the feeder 15 metres from the 400 away from the van.
It's all good, isn't it?
Euro connections, so we give you the flexibility to connect whatever torch you prefer. Every welder has a preference for their own torches, so just connect in on the Euro connection, away you go.
So I prefer the Art Technology torches, and I have got one in stock, so I'll bang that onto this feeder.
Yeah,
all right, mate.
Absolutely compatible.
Yeah.
Any Euro torch.
No. So let's get it set up and we'll give it a try. Now look at that for a much better setup, instead of having the sockets there. I know a lot of people mentioned within the comments to put them on 90 degree or 45 degree sockets on the front, but I still wouldn't be happy with that. I want to flush out of the way. When I close that door now, I've got plenty of room, you see. We have the wire feeder plugged in at the moment. That's why the leads are coming out of the van. Dead straightforward to unplug and out and away. We'll put a quick connect here on the gas hose, and then we've just got 3 plugs to unplug here. Take that off, put it underneath the welder in the van, keep it tidy out of the way. So we've just done the first couple of passes here now, and we'll have a play with the settings. So let me just get out of the sun there. So I can have a play with the settings now, and then I'll make a note of all the settings and what to weld in what position. Well, I'm well happy with that. Tom, thank you very much.
Thanks, Baz.
As always, my friend.
Glad you're pleased. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, pal. And we'll come up with an agreement on the generator shortly. Well, look at that. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Beautiful. So that's the feeder in the van. All I need to do now is make a little, like an aluminium frame there to put the leads around. Well, it's all nice and bonny. But look at this now. Perfect. With the leads still plugged in. Always make sure you never cover that up with things when the welder's running within the van. Always keep that clear so you can get nice airflow. No messing about plugging and unplugging. So now that we've got the 400 in the van, I want to weigh Bella Blue. So I'm just up at HML where Callum's doing some work. We'll run her onto the weighbridge. Now let's go and have a look. The true weight of Blue. Look at that. 4.9. So that would be 5 ton, wouldn't it? Just over 5 ton with me sat in it. So we dropped just a little bit of weight out of it. I want to be running around 4.9. Beautiful, ain't she? We can't ever sell this van. So it's always good to know what your vehicle weighs. Let's go and see Callum. Director's here. Looks like Cal's been working on a skip and this big shear. What have we done with lads?
Just a few bits and bats on this. They're getting ready to sell it, so I'm just going through it.
What does it need?
We're going to change the blades on the shear itself. And we had a leak up on top, so we've sorted that.
One at Rams.
Yeah, one at valve box. One at O-rings had gone in. And then we did a bit of a hinge repair on the back door, just with bits that we had lying about. But apart from that, it's pretty much sound. And then we've just had a few 40-yard bins to go through today. I've just put a top piece on top.
That PFC.
Yeah, we had some lying around.
About 30 yard of that.
Yeah, I think it is. These are the ones that they can't get hold of at the minute.
Yeah, mid-range one.
Yeah. So there's another skip down there we're going to sort doors out on. No, I like it when it's like this, don't we?
So you're doing what? A couple of days a week here, aren't you?
Yeah, 1 to 2 days a week. Yeah.
And have I mentioned that I'm going on holiday? So Cal will be in charge whilst I'm on holiday. And I am now going to park Bella Blue in a secure location whilst I'm away. So I don't want it in and out the workshop. And there's only Callum that knows where that location is.
Be safe there, won't it?
Very safe.
Very.
Just a quick one for our viewers. This big shear is for sale. I'm not sure how much it is, but it's for sale. The boys are going right through it and we are going to do quite a few repairs on it also. So it's good, in good order when it goes. So if anybody is interested in a big shear, contact HML Recycling. And this is their new LH30. We've got some work to do on the grab, on the tips. Now then, there's a couple of options that you can do here. Replace the tips or build the tips up with weld. So at this moment in time the guys are just wanting them to build us up, so really Cal, just a quick template.
Yeah.
Make a template and then build your weld up to that template, each tip, 5 tips altogether. So that is a good bit of welding. That it's sometimes quicker to replace the tips than to build them up, but we'll do the exercise with this one and see how long it takes. Proper machine. These are also a good customer of ours, and all the people that try and come in here, mention our name, we get told about it, which I'm starting to find quite amusing now. The bigger that we get on the channel, the more people try and go into our customers. Listen, anybody, you can go into our customers, it's no issue to me, just don't mention my name. There's plenty of work out there for everybody. Well, if certain customers want us to do their work, then we're going to do their work. Right guys, so me and Maximus are over here in Tenerife at the Royal Hideaway Hotel. As you can see, we've got an amazing view, an amazing room. Now then, when you are on holiday, the work never stops. So we've got inquiries coming in for more wash ramps, more buckets, more track rods. Right, so we are getting really busy. So I really appreciate everybody that's contacting me. When you are the boss, you never switch off. I've now got the payroll to do for this week and invoices to pay. So I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everybody that's watching from me and Max. And don't forget to check out our shop at welderfabber.com for all merch. And I'll catch you next week on the next one.